Hello and welcome to a bonus episode of The Joy of Minecrafting. You might notice this is not a place we've seen in the previous video series. We're way up on the top of some mountain plateaus, looking at some farms. This is the game I've been playing on my own time, just for my own self. Just enjoying my own time. But I wanted to show off what I ended up building. Oh. Cow butts. Cow butt getting stuck in the fence. So we're on top of some mountains. Some really steep cliffs with plateaus on the top. I built this very makeshift bridge because I don't need it anymore, really. So we're not going to bother trying to make it any better than it is. But we had a couple of very narrow, dangerous bridges. Because there's some mines over there. There's a few places where I dug down and found some resources. But this world had some steep cliffs, and I built my base on top of them. I'm very far away from the origin point of this world, so I don't think the world seed would do any good, especially because there's been updates since then. So things might generate differently now than they did. But there's floating islands high up in the sky. Very high in the sky over there, we've got some floating islands. But yeah, I built my home high up in the air on some plateaus. And I wanted to show my house off because it's pretty interesting, I think. We got some farmland on some plateaus on the top of these mountains. And here's my house. My house is made up of a frame. We got a frame of copper of various different amounts of aging. If you make a block of copper, and leave it out in the weather, and it ages a certain amount. You know, like the Statue of Liberty. If it ages all the way, it gets totally green. A little bit less, and it's got little speckles of brown. So we've got a house of glass and copper. We've got some vines that we use to get down to it. We got a rooftop garden. But yeah, I thought this was a neat way to build a house. It's hanging off of a cliff overhang. We have a cliff overhang leading to our plateau farms. And the house is hanging from iron chains. So you make some iron chains, build a house hanging off of a cliff. We've got copper as the frame of the house, and then we've got glass making up most of the walls and ceilings and some of the floors. So this is our house with a rooftop garden. I just thought this was a neat way of building a house, just hanging. So we use vines to climb up this way, and we've got a ladder to go down inside the house. Here's the room where the heavy-duty crafting goes on. Furnaces, crafting tables, stone cutters, all of that. Here's the enchanting room. We've got some carpet of varying colors, bookcases. This is a useful item if you don't know, which you probably do if you really care about Minecraft. But you can get an infinite lava source. You can have as much lava as you want as long as you're patient. So you start by having lava. You go somewhere out in the world and you find a bucket of lava. You get bucket of lava. You put it up there. And then you have some sort of earthy block. And then you've got dripstone. I use dripstone here, but you could have dirt or... I'm not sure what else works. I've only done it with dirt and dripstone as far as my own experimentation. It has to be something that'll stand up and not collapse under gravity, so you probably can't use stone, gravel. Gravel or sand probably doesn't work. But anyway, you've got lava, and then you got a block. And then you've got dripstone. And the dripstone makes the lava drip. And then you put a cauldron underneath. So lava, some sort of earth block, and dripstone. And you've got an infinite source of lava dripping into a cauldron. And then you can take a bucket and pick up the lava and use it as a fuel source. I don't currently have any active, but there's probably one in here. Yes, there's a bucket of lava in my furnace. Next time I want to burn something, cook something, however you want to put it. You have to be careful though. You might notice there's glass all around it. There used to be wood all over this room, but the lava will set wood on fire, including in the diagonal direction. You can't have anything in the diagonals or directly next to the lava that will burn. So, I'm probably going to replace this glass eventually with something that's closer to the look of this. Maybe some bricks. What do you call it? Nether bricks. I might replace the glass with nether bricks. That'll be more similar to this lavender wood color. Not lavender, what do you call it? Maroon wood. Nether bricks. Anyway, and this is one of the more interesting things that I think is an interesting feature of this build. I got a fountain made from pieces that I got from a ocean monument. It's sort of a fountain leading into a sauna or a hot tub or however you want to call it. So I used prismarine stairs and took buckets of water to start a water source up here. Then it flows down as a fountain and fills up this little pool. We got stairs down here to make a hot tub or however you want to put it. Now we've got a bedroom. Look, we got a glass floor. Glass floor. We're way up in there. Whoa. We got vertigo, baby. Way up in the air, looking down through a glass floor. Excuse me, I got hiccups. The cat is not on his... You're on my bed. Get on your bed. There you go. That's your bed, kitty. This is my bed. We have aquariums. I caught an axolotl. First time I ever caught an axolotl. So we've got an aquarium. We've got some sea lights, whatever you call those, sea lanterns, and some sand and some coral axolotl. Then over here we got a lot of unique fish. So you just got to find an ocean, you're better off in a warm ocean. Good luck with finding one, but if you find a warm ocean, you're more likely to find, it seems to me, you're more likely to find these multicolored, different, unique fish that you can capture in a bucket. It's a little bit difficult to pinpoint them exactly with aiming, but go out in the ocean with a bucket and try to catch if you see any unique looking fish. So I got a lot of different colored fish in my aquarium. And some coral and some seaweed and some sea pickles. And obviously it's surrounded by glass blocks. And there's water inside there. From certain angles you can see the water. So I've got a hanging house with an aquarium and a glass bottom, glass walls. And a fountain and a hot tub. Pretty cool, right? I think it's cool. It's a little bit different. a little bit interesting. Sorry, kitty, I pushed you off your bed. Okay. But we don't need to worry about that. Now, what is that? What is that blue line going down there? Well, since we're up on the top of these cliffs, we had to get a way down. So we got a fountain, and we got a hole in the bottom here, and we got a pillar of water falling all the way down to ground level. And that's how we get down to ground level and how we get back up. You fall, you land in the splash. See, there's our house up there. There's the floor of our house. And the hot tub waterfall comes down here. We've got a little lily pad. I put those lily pads there. This was just a plain pond, but I put some lily pads in it to make it a little bit more natural looking, I guess you'd call it. Bamboo farm over here. A sugar farm over there. Here's our beginnings of a rail system here. Cactus farm. Turtle farm. We farm turtles in the other videos, so I don't need to really explain that too much, I don't think. And then here we've got mangrove and jungle trees. Whoa, these really got covered with vines. This didn't have vines so much the last time, but it's completely covered with vines now. You can climb vines. So let's go take a quick look at the village I have in this game. That over there, that's a marker. I used wool to make a marker. That is where my first underwater monument was. So there's what my house looks like from below. With the waterfall that you use to escape and get back in. Over here I have a spruce and mushroom farm. And if we keep going this way, there's where the village naturally was. I didn't really do much to build in this village because it had a lot of buildings already. So I just sort of threw some more beds and job sites. Put some more beds and job sites inside the buildings that were already there. It's a pretty decent sized village, just naturally speaking. A little bit hard to navigate. It's kind of hilly. I did burn down one of the buildings kind of by accident over here because one of the villagers developed in a way that I didn't really like, so I used lava to get rid of him. But I accidentally set this building on fire in the process, so there's not much left of this building. It's a door and a bed. But yeah, it's kind of hard to navigate this village because of the way the hills go. But it's a decent sized village. And I haven't built any new buildings. This was all just naturally generated. And then I just added some beds and some job sites inside the buildings that are already there. These beds I added. This guy keeps getting stuck inside the animal pens. got good equipment in this game, too. I've got a... The sword's not so great, but... Unbreaking Fortune Efficiency Mending Pickaxe, and... Unbreaking Efficiency Pickaxe, Unbreaking Silk Touch Efficiency Pickaxe. Armor's pretty normal, pretty standard armor for practical purposes. My honey farm in this game is across the ocean. Oh, here's my map. I'm down there sort of in the slightly southern middle part. My honey farm is in the slightly northern middle part across that middle ocean. Just because that's where there was naturally a beehive, so I sort of copied it. So there's my house from the side view, sort of. Different rooms have different walls on the upper floor. Brick wall is the industrial room, and the wooden wall is the enchanting room. And then you can see the bottom of the aquariums there on that side with the coral and the sea lanterns. I always forget what they're called. Sea lanterns, those light blocks. So yeah, a hanging house with a frame and glass walls. I thought that was a neat idea, and it's kind of somewhat similar to what I might do in my main game. With the... My minecart is missing. I'm missing my minecart. I'm guessing what usually happens... What usually happens is a... What do you call those guys? The guys that sell stuff. Merchants? Whatever they're called. They get in my minecart. They're desperate to get in the minecart, those merchants. And then their llamas drag them until they hit an energized rail that shoots them along. So that's probably what happened. So if you follow the rail system... I wish I had a minecart to do it, but if we follow the rail system just by running, eventually we'll find out what happened. They'll probably be they're not called a merchant, trader? I guess they're called traders. But yeah, we've got a pretty long rail system here that leads over towards where there's some mines. I thought I would get in a minecart and do it real fast, but the minecart's missing. So that threw a monkey wrench in the plans of this video. But that's what happens with a game with all sorts of systems interacting with each other. I have noticed that happening multiple times, though. The trader will get in the minecart. It happens in boats, too. The trader will get in your boats, and then his llamas kind of drag him and pull your boats away. But see, I have all these little powered rails that'll... Once he gets going, he doesn't stop. Do I see a minecart? No. I'm going to be sad if I get to the end and there's no minecart. But where else would it be? It must have gotten shot down the track by these... I should have built a station somewhere in the middle so I wouldn't have to run so far. Because this is a pretty neat, fun rail system. If you're actually running on a rail instead of manually jogging down it. So there's at least a few different natural caves that it runs through. Oh, well, here's the minecart, just right in the middle here. Wonder why that is. There's a little waterfall in that cave. Here's the ending, because this is the last natural cave. Let's just go outside and see what we see. So we're sort of west of the main ocean, in the middle of the game, middle of the map. It's becoming nighttime, so I probably don't really want to stay outside for very long. But there's a cave. Is this? No, that's nothing. Yeah, this is the cave system. This is the cave system right here that I haven't finished looting, exploring, mining, however you want to put it. But I've done a fair bit. We've got glow squids falling to their doom. So it's sort of got weird water structures in it. I didn't do this. This just naturally happened. These weird water blocks. And we got some glow berries. More weird water blocks. Not sure what made it go vertical here instead of spreading out. You got that drip leaf, or whatever it's called. But it's just your typical big... Oh yeah, there's a geode. This was mostly covered up when I found it, and I mined it out all around. Good old geode. I don't know if they made geodes more common or if I just had bad luck when I first started playing the game, but I didn't used to find geodes very often, and now it seems to be easier. I hear... Oh, enemies. How are there so many enemies all of a sudden? What happened? That was a lot of enemies. Yeah, this sword doesn't have mending on it, so... Are those fish? What am I looking at? Those are fish outside the water. We've got fish outside the water. Those, I mentioned you could capture fish with a bucket. Those are some unique colored fish there. Oh, no, they're falling. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry, fish. That wasn't my fault. I didn't do it. Poor fish. So yeah, we got a pretty good mine system in this cave. Goes off in different directions and things. You can swim different places. Let's ride the minecart back home. Because really I was just showing off what I've built in this world. The old hanging house. Okay, so here's some stairs up. I think that's about it. We'll just ride the minecart just to show it. It's a nice long minecart ride. Back home. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ways you can arrange your home. You can build a normal house. You could build a sort of cave down into the ground. You can build a dangling house off a cliff. And this time we went with a dangling house hanging off a cliff overhang. Let's get you back on the rail. Zombies, but they're no problem. This bridge is very simple. It's just a bunch of slabs of wood with rails on top. We got I planted these dark oaks out here. Little dark oak forest if I ever need to harvest. From a distance, you can already see our house up there. Dangling house off the cliffside. Oh yeah, I also did quite a lot of terraforming. I chopped out a lot of mountain right there. Hello. So we're back home. So yeah, the house is up there. And this mountain here used to be more solid. Like all through here was more solid, and I chopped out a lot of the rock to make it more hollow. So you've got, you know, your post over here. You've got a pillar of stone over there. You've got a pillar of stone over here. And then it's just got a hollow in between, so you've got some sort of dangly plateaus hanging. You got overhangs where the farms are. So you've got overhangs where the farm is, and you've got a sort of bridge across, and then hollow space in between. I like the look of it. Pillar, pillar, hollow, dangly bridge, cliff, rock, face, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if there's a geological term for when you have a pillar and then a bridge across. But I like it. I kind of like this house better than the house in my main game, but I made this one more recently when I had more information about how systems work, and then you can climb back up this waterfall. A waterfall, which is the drainage of the hot tub. That's how you get up and down. Up through the drainage of the hot tub into the fountain. And I think that's about all there is to show. I did find a woodland mansion in this world, but it's very far away. I'm not going to try to go back there. Yeah, we're dangling from chains off a cliff overhang. We use vines to get up onto the overhang. And there's our house. Very high. So high up you can see the curvature of the earth. I've shown one of these in my main series of video, but I also have this hopper mulcher. What do you call this? No, let me select it. Why am I not selecting this? Anyway, you got a hopper and a mulcher. Composter. It's called a composter. Hopper, composter, hopper, and chest. That's where your bone meal ends up. So if you put like seeds or any sort of like food junk you don't need in the hopper up here, then it gets composted and then put in the chest. So we've got like a melon farm. Pumpkins, melons. Chickens, sheep of multiple colors. So you can get wool of multiple colors. And cows. I think I've actually collected more stuff in this game than I have in my main game. As far as items. I have a tremendous amount of rocks and dirt because of when I was clearing out that cliff underhang, whatever you want to call it, under there. Yeah, rooftop garden, roses. Glass ceiling. Glass ceiling, that's a term. Means something else. Glass ceiling. Why did I come? Oh yeah, I have a lot of chests in here. That's all my wood stuff, metal. I got much luckier in this game for finding iron. I've got tons of iron in this game. I got way more lucky on iron this time compared to the other game I've been showing. Lots of coal. There's nothing in there yet. And tremendous amounts of cobblestone from digging out underneath that overhang. An entire chest of cobblestone. Plus some more here. Regular stone. A whole chest of sandstone. Combination of various things, including ocean monument stuff. Respectable amount of clay, respectable amount of dirt. And I hear my kitty meowing. We got a kitty. Orange and brown and white kitty. Is that what's called calico? And his eyes are two different colors. But yeah, so a glass house with glass aquariums. I think it's pretty neat. A fountain and a sauna leading to the exit. I think it's pretty neat. I like it. You can do it fast if you just drop. Or you can do it slow if you take the water column. I like it. I think it's neat. But that's enough of that, I think. I think I've explained everything there is to explain. I explained the lava. Yeah, right? I think I explained the lava source. Lava, dripstone, cauldron. Yeah, I explained that. I actually had some mishaps because I didn't know it could spread diagonally. So I just had glass in these straight line spots. But then the diagonal wood caught on fire. And I lost some of my bookshelves. But I replaced them. They're back now. So yeah, lava can spread fire in the diagonal direction, so you have to have like all 9 spaces around it, something that can't burn. And I'm probably going to replace the glass with something else so that it's not so bright in here. I like my enchantment room to be kind of dark and spooky and dingy. So I'll probably replace the glass with, what do you call it? You can make bricks out of netherrack. Probably replace that glass with netherrack bricks, because it's kind of a similar color to this wood. And then it won't be so bright in here. But anyway, map room, enchantment room, and a cauldron of lava. That's this world. That's this build. This house. It's got a dirt ceiling because that's where the garden is. Right up there.